Hi everyone. Today I wanted to share something fascinating. It's important for anyone dealing with sluggish digestion, bloating, and constipation. You see some foods, especially grain and dairy. Grain meaning like wheat, oat, barley, rye, and dairy. We all know what dairy is. They can break down into small proteins, fragments called opioid peptides. Peptide is, protein is, in these items, grain and dairy and meat consisted of a series of amino acids, very complex molecules. When we say peptides, meaning that less than 50 amino acids. So these peptides can act a little bit like natural opioids in our body. We call them glucomorphine or glidomorphine from gluten and casomorphine from dairy. So when gluten and dairy are digested, our body breaks them down into smaller fragments. In healthy case scenario, when the gut lining is integrity is not compromised and it is healthy, because the gut lining is one cell layer of the along the digestive, the intestinal tract. These cells are having a tight junction. There is no opening unless the body, at the time that is needed, opens up these tight junctions and some molecules pass through and then it closes. But once these tight junctions are open, then we call them permeable gut. So therefore, these peptides can pass through and interact with the receptors in our gut and nervous system. These receptors are all over the body. So they attach themselves to those receptors. So why this matters? Because these glutamorphines or casomorphines can slow the intestinal transit time, leading to constipation, bloating, and sluggish digestion. So because these opioid receptors, again, are all over the body, they can cause inflammation all over and cause craving, even mood changes, mood swings, and etc., and even depression. So these effects are very subtle, and but once in long term we are consuming dairy and gluten and not knowing that these are affecting our body and all over the body and causing symptoms that are not related even to digestive system, then it can cause issues like systemic issues. In 2021, there was a study in the Journal of Environmental Research Public Health was published, and it just found that these molecules, these peptides, can cause slow transit time, leading to constipation and sluggish digestive system. So what can we do? First, we have to pay attention to our body signals. If there's constipation, if there's bloating, if there's sluggish digestion, these can be linked to the food that we are consuming every day. So what we can do again is that experiment. Try it and see if we eliminate these items, gluten and dairy, for a short time, see how our body is reacting. It can be very eye-opening. And support our gut healing by having a homemade fresh food, vegetables, colorful rainbow color foods in every meal. We can support the integrity of the gut lining. And also, we should remember that these things are different in different individuals. In some people, these sort of reactions can cause autoimmune issues. In some others, it could cause irritable bowel syndrome. And in some others, might cause chronic constipation. But it's really worth exploring these foods and see what happens if for a few weeks we are not consuming them, and see how our body is feeling. And it's not sometimes all about the food, it's also about how our body is processing it. If these gluten and dairy are slowing our system down, reducing or removing them could bring relief, increasing the energy and better digestion. Thank you for listening, and